So the most unlikable, vile, resentful, and anti-British grifter in British politics, Zack Polanski, just got absolutely wrecked on the BBC over this whole Nigel Farage incitement situation, as even Victoria Derbyshire was left speechless by what she was hearing, and to be fair, it is really quite astonishing to watch. This must be up there with one of the biggest car crash interviews of the century. Obviously, if you don't know what I'm talking about yet, Polanski basically retweeted an image of a person wearing a t-shirt that had an image of a guillotine on it, saying we're only making plans for Nigel. And as a result, Nigel Farage called the police on Polanski for incitement. Now, do I think this language should have the police involved? Well, I know people like Zack Polanski would not show me the same amount of grace, because they're absolute hypocrites, and they like censorship, just as long as it's not against them, or something they support. But no, I don't. I think the t-shirt is stupid, and I understand Nigel's point about if it was him that posted it. I'm sure the police would have more interest, but I don't think this should be a police matter. But I also don't think it should be illegal to say any racist word you can think of. I want American speech laws in England, and the t-shirt would not be illegal in America. So that's the standard I'm going by. In my opinion, this policing of language needs to stop, whether it's something I happen to agree with or not. I want people to be able to say whatever they want. Having said that, I only think these protections should be granted to native British people. Meaning if a first or second generation immigrant made a t-shirt like this about white people as an example, or even said something in public like this, then yes, I want them locked up, denaturalised and deported. But for native people, I want First Amendment protections like in the US. The minute you allow the government to start making laws around what you can say, well, that's why we have the police charging over 12,000 people a year for social media posts. It's absolutely absurd, and like I said, I think it needs to stop.
That you accept as a leader of a political party responsibility for what you share on social media. And you have also said this was a mistake.
Yes.
And that you didn't read it properly. Do you want to take this opportunity to apologise to Nigel Farage?
Well, if I'd done it deliberately, I'd be apologising. But because this was a mistake, I think the important thing is that I point out it's a mistake, that I also make sure that I condemn political violence. And also, crucially, I make a commitment to be better on my social media.
OK. Do you want to apologise then or not?
No. The reason for that is because Nigel Farage, when I posted this, or when the person posted it, it got less than 1,000 likes. Nigel Farage then took it, cropped it, so it made it look like I posted it, which I think was fundamentally dishonest. It's now had 3.2 million views. So actually, this whole conversation has been seen more because Nigel Farage, the Yusuf, and I think Richard Tice posted it. So I'm accepting my responsibility in that I shouldn't have accepted that collaboration. I'm accepting that we all need to condemn political violence. But I also think the reporting to the police, the ramping up of the language to say this is incitement to murder me, feels like that's also putting me in a dangerous spot.
So to make sense of any of that absolute drivel, essentially he's saying he's the victim because Nigel Farage commented on the post that he shared. I mean, what planet is this guy, honestly? Here's the thing with Zack Polanski. He has lied his way to the top of the Green Party because he speaks with enough confidence that he can trick anyone stupid enough to consider voting for the Greens in the first place. The problem is when he has to interface with the public, or anyone who's not in a left-wing Free Palestine cult. That's when he runs into problems because everyone can see he's a liar and a complete moron who does not have a clue what he's talking about 95% of the time. Anyway, watch the presenter's reaction here. She's genuinely baffled by that absolute nonsense he just came out with.
Reporting to the police, the ramping up of the language to say this is incitement to murder me, feels like that's also putting me in a dangerous spot.
OK, there's a number of things to unpack there. First of all, you're saying you take responsibility for it and it was a mistake, and yet you won't apologise because you're blaming Nigel Farage for amplifying it.
I think we also need to talk about a double standard.
No, you keep taking the conversation on. If you're accepting it's a mistake...
What you just said was correct, but I was going to add to it.
OK.
Then Nigel Farage put out a video that talked about cold, pure rage, and then we saw a riot. Nigel Farage talked about knifing civil servants.
I am talking to you about what you have done. And if Nigel Farage was here, I'd be talking to him about what he had done.
Right.
It's a mistake, but you won't apologise.
I think if I'd done it deliberately and this had been a misjudgment, I would absolutely apologise.
But when we make mistakes, whether it's intentional or not, we say sorry. I mean, that's what we do.
You know as well as I do, the moment I do that, Nigel Farage would run all over social media saying he was correct about incitement to murder, and this would all ramp up again. And I think it's important that I draw a line and don't play his game, and actually say it is important that he's kept safe. It is important we condemn political violence, but I also recognise this is the political attack that it is.
Yes, but on behalf of you, your party said last night, once this image was brought to Zack's attention, he immediately unshared the post. He unequivocally does not support this type of dangerous message. You're accepting it was dangerous,
Yes.
and yet you won't apologise.
I accept it's a dangerous message that I shared inadvertently, and I've corrected that immediately.
But you won't apologise for sharing that dangerous message.
Well, as I said, again, if Nigel Farage wants to apologise for all the times that he's put other people in danger, then I'll be happy to make an apology.
Right. So, okay. It's
Yeah, what an absolute car crash. I mean, when you have the BBC sticking up for Nigel Farage, you know you're talking absolute bollocks. But again, it's just another example of why this guy is an absolute moron and should be nowhere near running anything, let alone a political party in our country. Anyway, thanks for watching.